A very warm welcome into the National Basketball Performance Centre. It is the WNBL D2 final. The Sheffield Hatters II taking on the Cobham Cobras. To bring you all the pre-game information is Darren Port alongside Manchester's own Hannah Ralty. Hannah, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, Darren. How are you?
Very well, thank you. What a brilliant first game of the day we've had, if you've been through us throughout today already. Now, this is a really interesting matchup, I think. A little bit of an underlying potential real big game. Let's talk about Cobham Cobras first. Coming out of the Pool 2, a 20-2 record. What can you tell us about Cobras?
I mean, they're a fantastic team. They come in, they're really aggressive. They just run the ball really, really well, and they just work together as a unit beautifully. And they're really, real treat to watch. So I'm very excited to see them today.
I think that they might have that grit factor that they're going to need against a really experienced, really top side. And don't worry, we'll get to the Hatters in just a couple of moments. Let's talk through a couple of their route, in fact. They got through the quarterfinals against Bromsgrove Bears, 73-72, 1 point victory, close, tight game. And then it was a 4-point win over the Worcester Wolves too, down in D2, sorry. Again, close, low scoring, gritty. Is that going to be the key today? I
think so, definitely. Those games give you that resilience that you need then in these big games. Like you say, when you're coming up against Sheffield, and Bromsgrove, they're a tough team, they're another aggressive team, they play with their bodies. So for them, Cobham to have come out of that and really now be in this position is great to see, and I think it's going to really sit behind them well. Who
should fans be looking out for with Cobham today?
I think it's definitely got to be Midiaki. I mean, she's fantastic as a guard. She's aggressive. She drives the basket. She's going to come up really great. I'm quite excited to see how she plays against Lisa Richards on Sheffield. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. But yeah, she's my player for Cobham today.
Now, the one thing with Cobham is they did lose those 2 games in the league, and what a fantastic record, 20-2s, by the way. Let's not play any games about that. The team that beat them, the London All-Stars, they came up against Sheffield, and Sheffield, they were the victors on that day, 69-44. Does that mean anything going into today?
No, it never does. It never does, Darren. In these finals, you just don't know what happens. You can come with your support, and if you're working together as a team, you might not be that team that's got that legacy behind them, but if you've got that grit and determination, that's what can put you ahead in a game like this.
Now, you're talking about legacy behind them. 47-win regular season and playoff legacy. How does that sound? How does an 18-0 season sound? The Sheffield Hatters II, they're looking for that three-peat. Talk to me.
I mean, they're just a fantastic team. I think everybody in basketball England knows who Sheffield Hatters are. Yeah. We know the heritage that this team has, their experience and the breadth of life experience, game experience that all these players have is just incredible, and it's just a pleasure to be here and witnessing these games as well with them.
Let's just talk quickly about their route. They made it through, like we said, Pool 1, 18-0 record. They swept the board. They beat TBC2s in the quarterfinals, 107-42, a huge first half, and then an enormous fourth quarter. They don't let up. Semi-finals, like we've already alluded to, the London All-Stars, it was a 69-44 victory, and Naylor, 21 points. They won all 4 quarters. Again, relentless, dominant. Just talk to me about the personnel.
I mean, you've got Helen Naylor. She's, retired from the WBBL last year, now playing D2, dominating. You've got Steph Gandy. She's an MVP from WBBL history. I myself, as an under-16, remember watching her play in Sheffield in the national final fours there and being in awe of her. And now here today to be commentating is just fantastic. So, and then you've got Lisa Richards and you've got Sarah Cooney. I played against Sarah Cooney last year in D2, and she's just unstoppable. She will run the floor, she will sneak out at you, and you really have to keep an eye on her. But as a unit together, putting all of those players as one is unreal, absolutely unreal.
Now, you've just mentioned a lot of really fantastic talent there, legends of this game. A lot of those legends look to be retiring after this game. How much could the legacy moment of you're going for a three-peat, you're going for 48-0, which is massive, and then that's going to be it?
Yeah, it is. It's big. It is a big moment, and I think for them to finish on that high would just be the absolute cherry on the cake. And I think they really need to push for that today, just to solidify that as well confident that history for them as well.
Do you think that's going to hang over them at all, or are they so mentally resilient and you've got all that experience, that's not even going to be an issue?
100%, I think. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I mean, you just have to, don't you? They've been through this team, they've been through these games, they know what they're doing, they know how to focus and get that game under the way. So I think, yeah, for them, they'll be fine.
All right, well, we've got the encore introductions, so we're just going to lay out for a couple moments inside the team, and you can enjoy the player intros. Well, the scene is set, and what is atmosphere building in the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. Thank you for the pre-game from Hannah Olty, and I'm going to send you over to your match commentators now. Firstly, Kaz Bullock, and then Hannah Olty.
Thanks, Darren. We're just a few minutes away from tip-off with both teams looking to make history out on court today. The Sheffield Hatters going for the three-peat, and the Cobham Cobras aiming to get their first Division Two playoff title. Caroline Bullock here with Hannah Olty, who's raced round after your pre-game. And we're going to be with you throughout today's game, 3.5 minutes away from tip-off. So, Hannah, you mentioned it before in the pre-game. Sheffield Hatters, 47-0 record in league play, looking to go for the treble. And with some players that we might not see back out on court after this game.
I know, I can't believe it. I mean, it's one of them though, isn't it? I think with a history like that, you know, it's always going to be sad to see those players go, no matter when it is or when, you know, it is always going to be sad.
I mean, I was just about getting past Helen Naylor retiring from the WBBL last season.
You're going through it again, grief times two.
She's doing too much to me. But speaking of Helen Naylor, so we saw this Hatters team out here last year against Birmingham. And obviously Sheffield winning that one, but something that stood out to me, it was Birmingham that outshot Sheffield from the three-point line in that game. Not to say that they struggled from the three-point line, but you add a shooter in there into this already strong team like Helen Naylor. Like, how big is that?
It is, it's massive, you know, especially when you can play inside with players like Cooney and Steph Gandy, but then you've got that outside outlet there available for you. If you get stuck, it can be an absolute killer, you know, especially with the defensive rotation. If you're too slow and you can't keep up, that's when you get into trouble. And I think Cobham are going to really have to look at that today.
It's a team with a lot of weapons out there.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, Cobham themselves, they are confident shooters. They do look to like to drive and kick. So I think Sheffield's going to have to watch that as well themselves and make sure that they're rotating properly. But no, I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see the matchup.
Definitely. And Francesca Quinn out there for Cobham. She's a three-point shooter. Going to want to watch her in the corner if that ball swings around to her.
Yeah, definitely. She can get hot. If she gets hot, she's dangerous. But I mean, I just kind of love watching her play. She throws herself inside as well. You know, she's not afraid to go for those big rebounds. She's not afraid to go against the bigs. So I think she's going to be a big competition inside under the basket as well.
And you mentioned as well, coming through against Bromsgrove in the quarter-final, they were down 4 as they headed into the 4th, and then a 4-point win against Worcester. So it shows that they're a resilient team. They're not phased if they're down, and it's going to be something that's very important in a big game like this.
No, 100%. You know, I spoke to them before the game today, and I asked them about their success this season, and they attribute it to the fact that they're so supportive as a team. They pull each other through, and I think that's so important. And then when it comes to games like this, it's just second nature, and I think that's what will give them a really good step for today.
Definitely. So just under a minute away from tip-off, we've got Cobham playing in blue today, and the Hatters will be in black. And the Sheffield Hatters, of course, it was Betty Cardona that set up the team over 60 years ago, and it's just been it's always such a great organisation at so many different levels, so many players coming through, and you just see the consistent greatness from that organisation.
I mean, yeah, it's just fantastic. You know, you look at, you've got Georgia Gale now currently playing for GB, you know, she's in the WBBL, and the heritage of that as well. It's just brilliant.
So starting fives for the Hatters, it will be Helen Naylor, Sarah Cooney, Lisa Richards, Aisling Nee and Steph Gandy. And for the Cobham Cobras, Amy Andrews, Emma DeLay, Francesca Quinn, Sophie Calaf and Kate Lee. And Cobham, a team that the women's programme have only been in existence for the last couple of seasons, so a great achievement for them in what they've done in such a short time.
Oh, it's epic. You know, for 2 years to be here now, you know, I can't wait to see what the future holds for them.
So as we're about to get things underway, Cobham eager to get out on court. They're just waiting for the Hatters.
I think you do, though, don't you? You just want to get that. As soon as that tip goes, you're fine. You saw it. You can settle into it.
And it can be quite unnerving, kind of playing on a big stage like this. We're in a big arena, got a lot of support in the crowd. It's very loud, and lots of like travelling support. Sheffield not as far away as Cobham.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can't hear as well on court. It's deafening. It can be really tough.
So for the tip, it will be Lee for Cobham and Gandy for the Hatters.
So here we go, it all comes down to this. The season ends today.
As we get the D2 playoff final underway, Gandy tips it to Nee. Naylor all alone underneath the basket, puts it in for the Hatters. And we've seen Helen Naylor throughout this season, throughout her career. She's always in the right place at the right time. She's a lights-out shooter, but she can get inside as well. So she's a tough player to guard against.
She definitely is. I mean, she's one of them, isn't it? Like you say, she's in the right place at the right time.
Just gets a hand in there, knocks the pass away, and it's Riches for the Hatters coming up over the court. Cooney to Naylor in the corner. Cooney working away inside. Shot doesn't drop. Lee on the baseline. And ball's knocked out of bounds. That is going to go with the Hatters.
I think Cobham just need to settle it a little bit on offense, just let it kind of play into it, settle those nerves.
Richards looking for some space. Has to kick it out, knees there. Naylor, space for three. In and out. Rebound there for Andrews. Quinn. Delay. Kicks it out as Calaf drives to the basket. That's too strong. Tipped out. But you see Delay there. She drives in, able to make that space outside as Naylor at the other end lays it in.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with Sarah Cooney. She will leak off no matter what. As quick as she can, as quick as you're up the court, she's gone the other side. You have to really keep an eye out on her.
Quinn going against Cooney. Looks to hand it off. Gandhi gets a hand on it. And it's Naylor. Shot doesn't drop. And you see that Naylor with quite the height advantage as well with a mismatch.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
As Lee lines up the shot. Not that time. Riches out to Naylor. Cooney, pass over to Gandhi's intercepted, and it's Lee that comes up with it, and that's some good defense there from Cobham.
Yeah, definitely. You know, getting the hands in the way, making sure that they're trying to get those steals. It's really good. Just being disruptive.
As Quinn steps through to the basket, scoop layup doesn't go, gets her own rebound, kicks it out. Andrews is there, and Quinn in the corner, hits it, threes down, and that's just as we said before. Watch her in the corner.
That's how we know what we're talking about.
That's a great interception there. Calaf finds a way back under the basket, has to back it out. That's just unfortunate, just a bit ahead of herself, a bit too quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to really take advantage of those runs, really push the ball. It is unfortunate she's stepped out of bounds, but I think once they get settled, they will be able to control that a little bit better.
And that's the way Cobham likes to play, isn't it? We know Sheffield are a team that likes to play in the half court, so if Cobham can get out into transition onto the break, that's going to benefit them.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Gandhi hands it off to Cooney. Riches into Naylor. Naylor working against Lee. Won't go, and Cooney's there for the rebound. Jump ball is called. And it will be Cobham ball.
I think they just got away with that then. I think realistically you need to be boxing out under the basket there and not kind of just leaving it to chance on a jump ball.
Delay. It's Andrews looking to get inside, out to Lee. Lee lines up the shot, spins out. But that's a good look from Lee on the baseline.
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to move the ball a bit better.
As a foul's going to be called on Cobham, that's the first team foul. And that's on Kate Lee, so that's her first, and that puts Steph Gandhi at the line. As the first free throw is good. And Steph Gandhi's just such an absolute legend of British basketball, isn't she?
Yes,
She's
she is.
The very first MVP in the WBBL, represented GB, and she's just done so much and achieved so much throughout her career. And intercepted by Riches. She's got knee to her left. Puts it off the glass, but can't get it to go. As Andrews drives the baseline and picked off again there by Naylor. Sheffield getting their hands into these passing lanes as Cooney all the way to the basket.
I think both teams are being really aggressive on defense, getting those steals, but right now Sheffield are managing to capitalize on those. Cobham just need to step it up a little bit with their finishing.
And an offensive foul called on Cobham. Yeah, so you do the hard work, don't you? Getting the steal, you just want to be able to convert.
Yeah, you
into
need
points.
to finish, yeah.
So that foul is on Calaf for Cobham, and we'll have a substitution. As we see Mudiehi Magoka into the game for the first time. Naylor lines it up from the free throw line. Won't drop. It's Mukoka. Comes racing down the court. And Calaf keeps control of it, but again, it's a Sheffield steal as Knee playing with pace. It's going to get it into the hands of Riches. Over to Gandhi for the long two and nets it. And it's just that passing, that awareness for Sheffield. They've played together for so long. They just have a sixth sense. They know exactly where each other are on court.
Absolutely.
Mukoka draws the foul, and that's going to put her at the line.
Foul for 12, Riches. First personal team foul, substitution checking in.
And that's the first team foul on the Hatters. That's on Riches. Carolina Karolak in for the Cobras. And Mukoka shooting 2. She was playing out in South Africa last year, playing in Johannesburg. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 1.8 assists, but 2 steals a game. She's a really quick player. She's got a nice spin move when you watch her get to the basket as she steps through. As she hits 2 of 2 from the line.
Substitution checking in for the Sheffield Hatters. Replacing number 15, Steph Gandy.
As Steph Gandy heads to the bench.
Number 6, Bennett.
And Courtney Bennett into the game for the Hatters for the first time. It's a 5-point Sheffield lead here in the first quarter. Cooney has it stolen away. Mukoka, she's got Lee to her right. Mukoka turns, hangs in the air, gets the whistle, and she goes back. Oh, it was a travel call, apologies.
It was a good move there, really good move.
And like the confidence, she's come off the bench.
That's what you need in a game like this. You need players like that can come off the bench and just go at it.
Riches, 3's up. Doesn't go. And Delay doing a great job rebounding, considering she's one of the smaller players on the court. As pass into Lee, knocked out, but it's Delay that saves it. And pass knocked out, last touch Sheffield. Gonna stay with Cobham.
I think Cobham just needs to simplify things a little bit more. They're looking for these inside passes, but, you know, Hatters are all over it. They're all in there. You need to move the ball a bit better. Stop trying to overcomplicate it.
They've got space for a shot and a good
do.
look, and we know they've got shooters on the team. Mukoka into Quinn. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Karolak. That's knocked out. Riches over to Bennett. Bennett's going to wait for the team to catch up. As Riches setting things up for the Hatters. Touch pass from Naylor to Cooney just goes out of bounds. But you see the ball movement from Sheffield is so quick, it's just almost like a volleyball pass.
Yeah, it is, and I think Cobham needs to kind of work on their rotation, making sure that they're following it properly and that they're all there to cover any help in those situations.
Mukoka using the screen from Lee. Karolak as Delay tries to find some space into Karolak inside again. It's knocked away by Riches. As Naylor backing down Karolak, hands it off to Knee. Knee with the short floater. Spins out. And a rebound there for Karolak. And I'd want you to pay attention to Carolina Karolak because she is 5'11", but plays like she could be a foot taller. She's a real difference maker inside, a real strong inside presence. And that matchup I think we see there between her and Naylor is going to be an exciting one to watch.
Yeah, can't wait. I think, you know, they're already getting at each other, which is great. They're both kind of trying to seal each other properly under each basket, and I think there's a bit of competition there, which is good to see.
As Jess Southwell subs in for Sheffield. Sideline ball for the Cobras. Mukoka lines up the 3, knocks it down!
I think that couldn't have come any quicker. That was brilliant play there.
And a great possession off the inbound. 2-point game, Hatters with a 2-point lead. Riches. Out to Naylor. Naylor's 3, doesn't drop. Lee with the rebound. Cobras with a chance to tie or take the lead here as a foul's called near the sideline. You see that the Hatters doubling. Lee putting the pressure on the ball, but just a bit too much that time.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit ahead of themselves there. They just need to settle it. You know, they're still in the backcourt. You just have to be sensible in a trap.
Mukoka over to Quinn. Quinn has it blocked again. It's that pass inside, Hannah, that just as Cooney all alone underneath lays it in.
I mean, you've got three bigs inside, two bigs right now inside, and they're all over the place. You're not going to get those passes inside. You need to start looking out, moving the ball better on the outside, which is what Cobham are good at doing.
It is, and you have Quinn there. Shot bounces out, but a good look for them.
Yeah, that was a good look.
She hit that shot earlier in the game as Cooney at the other end goes against Lee. Bennett underneath the basket. Out to Naylor, and Cobham doing a good job inside, really putting some presence in the paint.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've still got, you know, the number 5, she's still working inside, making sure she's getting after those rebounds.
As Quinn hands it off to Karolak, and that shot's good. Back to a 2-point game.
When you've got a big like that can also shoot from the outside, it's dangerous. It really is dangerous.
And that's that shot you were talking about to look for as well.
Yeah, definitely.
As Riches lines up the 3, that's too strong. The ball is out of bounds with just under a minute to play. It's a 2-point Hatters lead, and a relatively low-scoring quarter for both of these teams. Both teams coming into this one averaging so Cobham just under 89 points per game, Sheffield just under 77. As Delay works against Southwell. Puts up the 3, too short. And it's back with Sheffield. But that's good. I like that screen between Delay and Lee there, the big, making space for her.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It helps them get those shots up. You know, they're a confident shooting team. They need to look for those moments.
Bennett. Into Cooney. Cooney's doubled. And nice handoff as Southwell finishes underneath the hoop.
That was a lovely backdoor cut there. You know, Cooney's got that experience. She will see that through the back of her head. She knows you're coming.
6 seconds in the quarter. Delay. Over to Karolak. Blocked by Naylor. And great timing from Naylor on that play. And it puts 2.4 seconds on the clock for the quarter. So it's going to have to be pretty much a catch and shoot here. You can maybe get a couple of passes off, but you want to get something off very quickly.
A lob. That's all I can think of these areas.
Freya Bain on the baseline, looks to get it in. Karolak, and foul's called, no basket. That's a foul on the floor, so it took 2.2 seconds off the clock. So back we go to the baseline at 2.2 seconds. And Bain looks like they're trying to get it into Lee. And it's stolen away there by Naylor, who will just dribble it out. So at the end of the first quarter, it is a 4-point lead for the Sheffield Hatters, 14-10. Helen Naylor, Sarah Cooney, and Steph Gandy on 4 points each for the Hatters. And it's Houdini Makoka for Cobham with 5.
She's doing brilliantly. You know, she's absolutely dominating it out there as well. She's come out with 2. Oh no, that's not her. You
can see there that 3 in the corner for Cobham. And Gandy's shot from the free throw line. So Hannah, a 4-point lead for Sheffield as we head into the second quarter. Sheffield with 9 steals in the game already. You feel like they're just making it really difficult for Cobham to get inside, and when they're trying to make that pass, they're just able to read it and steal it away.
Yeah, and I think Cobham needs to switch it up now. You know, it's not working. They're not able to get that pass inside. They need to do what they're good at, which is moving the ball outside. You need to shift that defense across the court and hopefully then get some inside looks that way. You can see they've all got their hands in. You've got Helen Naylor absolutely swallowing up the inside. You have to keep that ball outside of it. You look for those threes. you know, look for some backdoor cuts, but it needs to be switched up.
And Cobham doing a great job rebounding, out-rebounding the Hatters 13 to 5, and with 2 offensive boards. That's a huge thing for them.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You know, you've got their delay on 2, Quinn on 4. You know, they're not the biggest players on court, but they're being aggressive, which shows the grit and determination that we talked about before that they have as a team, and I think they just need to keep that up. Now, whether they can keep that up for 40 minutes, that's another thing. But it's something that I think, you know, I do think they could do.
It's just converting, isn't it? Once you've got those rebounds, convert. So back out on court, 4-point Sheffield lead. Southwell. Into Cooney. Cooney working away inside. Tough move, gets it to drop off the glass. Mukoko had the hot hand for Cobham in the first quarter. Spins. Can't get that to drop, but that's that nice spin move. She's got a good look looking for that shot.
Yeah, no, that was a lovely move, that.
Bennett into Cooney. And that's good. As Steph Gandhi back on court, just makes the basket, because that's what she does.
She does.
Mukoko. Bain over to Andrews in the corner. Karolak working against Gandhi. She's doubled. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's Andrews. Needs to put something up here. Andrews drives, banks it in.
That was a lovely finish.
And great patience as well, not panicking that the clock's running down.
Yeah, taking her time.
So we have a turnover, Sheffield and Cobham to get the ball back. And that's just how Cobham needs to play. Just play patient, take your time, look for the right shot. There's no need to rush. There's a lot of time left to play in this game.
Yeah, you know, settle it down, settle into your offense, play what you play. You know, don't let Sheffield control it.
Karolak hands it off to Mukoko. Andrews. Karolak against Gandhi. Scoop shot doesn't go. And chases it down though. Another chance on offense. That one's just short, but Karolak with another offensive board. And Andrews, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Nice handoff there to Karolak, to Lee, apologies, underneath the basket. That was a great move.
Brilliant. Again, like you say, the patience of setting that screen, looking for her to, waiting for her to seal her player. Brilliant roll.
Cooney's shot and another rebound for Cobham. As Bain over to Lee. Lee racing down the court. Has it knocked out by Sheffield. But that's that transition play we were talking about. Bain getting out. And then Lee to the side. Sheffield doing a good job to get back.
Yeah, they're pushing ahead. They need to continue with this. Really drive that momentum forward for them on offense. And try and get some quick transition points.
So Helen Naylor, Lisa Riches and Ashley Nee back out on court for the Hatters. Mukoko over to Bain. Puts up the 3. That's short. Riches over to Bennett.
You can't sleep on that. Those passes, they will get there.
And it's that leaking player, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out on for Sheffield. We saw Helen Naylor do it early on.
And that's what Sheffield look for. They look for those quick, easy points.
Bain's 3's good. Again, that corner 3 for Cobham. It works well. They've got the look. 3-point Sheffield lead.
Yeah, Sheffield need to cover that. You know, that's the 3rd one now. They need to make sure that they're getting a hand in the corner.
And Sheffield, we've talked about them before, a very, very experienced team, a team that have been on this stage at the D2 level, but also in the WBBL level, at the GB level. They've played at the highest levels of basketball in this country. And how difficult is it if you're a new team that maybe hasn't had as much experience?
It's very hard. You know, you've got that kind of legacy over playing it.
And Mukoko's shot is good. Counts it, and the foul. A chance for Mukoko to tie the game at the line.
But like that, you know, when you've got players who are aggressive, who are determined, you can can take that step ahead. You know, you can push through that heritage, that legacy, you know, and make a stand.
As Mukoko ties the game at 20, and that's a player who has international experience representing South Africa at Afrobasket 2015 and 2017. You know, she's a very experienced player herself. As Richards against Andrews. Richards hands it off to Naylor. Shot clock running down, 3 seconds. Doesn't drop. Gandhi with the rebound. Into the hands of Naylor, and she draws the foul. And that's going to put Helen Naylor at the foul line.
That was great defense there by Cobham. It was a shame at the end, at just the last second, then they lost it and they did bail out on a foul. But you know, they were smothering Sheffield. They were making it hard, putting that pressure on.
Naylor's first free throw is good. And Naylor had 41 points earlier this season in February against Coventry University. Had 31 points in the quarter-final against Thames Valley.
I don't think I've scored 41 points in a season.
As Mukoko driving to the basket, can't get that to go, but chases down the rebound, and again another offensive board for Cobham. They've been doing a fantastic job with those.
This is great reset now. They've reset the play, giving themselves another chance on offense.
Mukoko, 2 seconds, puts the 3 up. Not that time.
That would have been amazing if that had gone in.
It was so high in the air.
For a second I thought, oh.
It looked good though. Yeah, it looked like it was about to go. So 1 point Hatters lead. Naylor. Backing down Karolak, hands it off to Gandhi. And Gandhi draws the foul.
Sheffield have a great offensive play, and it encourages the backdoor court with the bigs on the high post, but you have to be careful, because if that backdoor cut isn't on, they're looking straight away for the other big. But you cannot switch off on defense. You have to be aware of where those big players are and making sure that you're bumping the cutters every single time.
Because there's just so many options for them.
It's a play they've been doing for years. I've played against it. I've tried to defend it and failed.
Gandhi's first is good. And second one short. Naylor grabs the rebound. And Cooney's shot won't go, but again, Gandhi there. Right place, right time, just puts it back in. There's Kate Harris in for the Cobras. Andrews, and pass inside is knocked away, and the Hatters in. I've mentioned it before, but they're doing such a good job of getting into those passing lanes, and it's those kind of plays that you might knock it out, not get the steal, but it's very disruptive and forces the other team to have to reset.
Yeah, it is tough. It's really tough to play against.
And there you go, 2 times in a row. It's Helen Naylor knocking the ball out of bounds.
You know, and you just might one chance, the ref might not call it your way. You have to be careful. You have to take care of the ball.
They had it stolen away. It's Richards. Got Naylor racing up ahead. And that'll go out of bounds, but stay with the Hatters. As we've got a timeout called. And head coach Garnet Gale wants to talk things over with the Hatters. So a 4-point lead here, approaching the halfway mark of the second quarter. And for the Hatters, it's been Steph Gandhi with 9 points leading the way. Mukoko with 8 points for the Cobras. She has been a spark off the bench.
She's been brilliant. She's come in, she's been aggressive, she drove to the basket. You know, she's not shown any fear against the Sheffield team, and I think that's what she needs to set that precedent now for the rest of her team, especially now going into half time.
Because she's making those drives and she's taking those shots as well, and Sheffield, you know, now they're going to be aware that she's doing that, so you want to make sure to try and close her down.
Yeah, so that means the rest of the team, Cobham, are going to have to step up. They're going to have to look for those outside shooters. They can show they've done do that. They need to keep it up.
And thank you to everybody watching on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. We've got another great game coming up. After this one, it's going to be the D2 men, the Milton Keynes and the Solar Kestrels. That's going to be at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow, we're going to another day of playoff action for you as the D1 women in Ipswich and Kohler tip off at 1 o'clock. And the Reading Rockets and Hemel Storm in the D1 men's game is at 4 o'clock. Ball's in, Naylor. Over to Knee. Knocked out, but last touch, Cobras, so it will stay with Sheffield. Riches. And there's a step out of bounds. So ball goes back with Cobham.
They are doing a great job here, Cobham, on defence. They are being disruptive, and they are unsettling Sheffield, I think, a little bit. And I think they just need to get momentum on that.
Andrews in the corner. Round to Lee. Andrews gets it back, 5 seconds into Karolak. 3 seconds on the clock. Andrews, I think Rich has got a hand on that one. And it will be a shot clock violation.
They're not giving them any space at all to shoot those threes. They are doing brilliant, Sheffield, on that.
Yeah, after those few corner threes in the first.
Yeah, I think they've learned their lesson.
Naylor hands it off to Riches. Out to Knee. Knee finds some space, and Cooney's there. Can't get it to go, but gets the rebound and puts it back in.
I think they slept a little bit there, slept on that. Knee had two options. She had Cooney and Gandhi in the corner, wide open.
Delay into Karolak. Doesn't get that to fall, gets her own rebound. Can't finish.
That was a lovely little inside look there. Need to convert on that.
And Naylor turns, gets the whistle, and that move from Helen Naylor inside, catching the ball inside, backing down the defender and just turning to the basket. We've seen it for so many years, and it's so effective.
Yeah, I mean, it's textbook for her, those kind of moves. It's disciplined and able to draw the foul in the process as well.
Udiahi Mokoka back into the game for Cobham. Amy Andrews going to head to the bench. As Naylor hits the first free throw. He spent 9 seasons in the WBBL, 8 with Sheffield, 1 here in Manchester for the Mystics. There she goes, 2 of 2 from the line, and the lead's back up to 8 for Sheffield. Quinn for the Cobras, driving to the basket, out to Mokoka. Spins, hangs, doesn't get it to fall, but Karolak's there for the rebound.
Oh, great offensive rebound there, managing to convert and get those second chance points. They're going to be really important now.
And I mentioned it earlier, but rebounding has just been something that the Cobras have been able to be really successful at in this game.
Yeah, no, they have. They've been tough. I think they understand the importance of it against a team like Sheffield, and they can't kind of let those things drop.
Lee finds space. Riches chases her down. Our ball's out will stay with Cobham, and that's a great job from Riches there, getting back on defense and doing just enough to put off the shot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She absolutely legged it back then.
So end line ball for the Cobras. Mokoka into Quinn. Quinn driving baseline. Blocked by Cooney, gets it back though. And blocked again by Cooney. And again, Sarah Cooney having a block party. And pass is picked up there by Delay. 2-on-2 as she goes all the way to the hoop. Gets it to go. And that is going to put Emma Delay at the foul line. That was a really difficult finish.
It absolutely was. With Steph Gandhi lowering over you, that was tough basket. She did really well to finish that one there.
And Delay, she's such a quick guard, one of the smaller players on court out at 5'4", but she's got that speed, and then she uses her reach with that scoop layup that she just puts.
Yeah, to get that edge over it, yeah, to get that space between her and her defender, it's very hard to do.
And she's a player that's played at the GG 3x3 tournament, and players that often play 3x3 just tell you just how different a game it is to 5-on-5. It's just so quick, and that's something that's definitely going to have helped her when she comes back to 5-on-5.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
So a 4-point Hatters lead, and you can see there some of the highlights from the first half. Steph Gandy just doing what Steph Gandy does, and just casuals anything back of the court, and just it's been fantastic to see these players throughout the years on the Hatters just play for, you know, just win at so many levels and just be so consistently great out on court.
Yeah, and you know they are true heroes for this for women's basketball in Britain, and I think you know they set a precedent for the rest of the.
Definitely. I mean, Helen Naylor's spoken about how the game's grown and the opportunities for players that are here now that just weren't there when she started playing. As Delay gets the 3-point play, and it's a 3-point game. Knee round to Riches. Cooney against Quinn. Gandy underneath the basket, lays it in.
Little nice slip back roll, and that was brilliant.
And it's picked off by Riches. Got Naylor up ahead. Oh, nice handoff there to Knee. Doesn't get it to drop. And it'll be Hatters' ball on the end line. Lisa Riches has just been all over those passing lanes. As that one's good. And takes Steph Gandy to 13 points. Quinn backing down Cooney. And 3-second call.
They're not moving the ball as much as they were, Cobham, and I think they need to kind of go back to that a bit more. Shifting that defense right now, they're just allowing Sheffield to kind of sit in those passing lanes, sit in that help rotation, and they're not making them work.
And we saw how successful they were when they were moving the ball around.
They get some better looks from it.
As Sophie Calaf checks into the game for Cobham. Riches round to Knee. Gandy in the corner. Knee lines up the 3. Doesn't fall, but it goes into the hands of Helen Naylor, fighting for the jump ball. She's the one that comes up with it and gets it into the hands of Riches as Cooney spins to the basket. What a move, and that link up between Sarah Cooney and Lisa Riches, two players that have played together for 26 years of experience. They are so in sync. The passing is just amazing between them. As Mukoko, shot doesn't drop, but Cobham come up with the offensive board and just goes out of bounds. Hatters up to a 9-point lead, just over a minute to play as Cooney drives to the basket. And count that, and the foul. As you said, there's that backdoor cut.
You cannot sleep on it. You know, they've been running this play for years because it gets these results every single time.
There's a reason they do it.
There is.
Sarah Cooney hits the free throw. That takes it up to a 12-point lead for the Hatters. A quick swing there just in the last 90 seconds or so.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mukoko driving inside, she's doubled. Needs some help. And ball's loose. Ball will stay with the Cobras.
Cobras will keep it.
There's a stat I always want to see on the stat sheet, Hannah. How many jump balls have you forced? I always think that'd be a fun stat.
Actually.
Some players just do it constantly.
Yeah.
As Harris to the bench. Bain back in for the Cobras. Bain setting things up, calling for the screen. 3 is good. That's a big 3 for the Cobras. And Naylor at the other end gets that to fall. And the mismatch there, Naylor, it's very difficult to stop.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, as soon as that three went up, they were already gone, Sheffield.
Mukoko into Kalaf, and that's a nice pass inside. Kalaf able to finish. Naylor hands it off to Riches. Back to Naylor. Lines up the three, too strong. 7 seconds in the quarter. Cobham have got time here. Kalaf, hook shot, and that's good! And at the end of the first half, it is the Sheffield Hatters 39, Cobham Cobras 32, and the Cobras just a real swing in the last 30 seconds or so. When they were down 12, they're now down just 7.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. They went back to what they were good at. They moved the ball well, they weren't stagnant, and they looked for those right shots rather than kind of forcing the one-on-one plays. I think that's what really turned it around for them then at the end. They just need to tighten up on that transition defense, making sure that they're looking for any of the Sheffield players leaking off. They need to make sure that they're covering the basket first. And yeah, hopefully this sets them now in good step for the second half.
Sometimes it can be a bit difficult, can't it, having that half-time break. Cobham looking like they've got into quite a rhythm there the last minute or so, and you almost don't want the break. You want to carry on.
Yeah, 100%. You just want to kind of force yourself to kind of keep it going, and it's hard when you have a break, like you say. You have to make sure that you're really being aggressive.
And if we just look at the scoring there, Cobham really spreading the scoring around. It's Mukoko with 8 points leading the way, Bain with 6, and then over on the Hatters it's Sarah Cooney and Steph Gandy with 13 points each.
Yeah, I mean what's impressive is kind of how much the bench for Cobham have scored. You've got, you know, 8 players there that you've got on the score sheet, and I think that's fantastic.
And 18 points off the bench for the Cobras to Sheffield's 4. As you said, they had a deep bench.
And that's important when it comes to games like this, because you have to be able to rely on those players and be able to pull those players off the bench, you know, and really give yourself that chance.
Absolutely, and for the Hatters, it's just been those steals, 11 steals. They've been able to just pick the ball off when they needed to, and it's converting on those for Sheffield that it makes such a difference.
Yeah, 100%. They're so good at that, and they're making sure that they're kind of, you know, making the most of those second chance points.
And we are just going to go over to Darren, Paul and Dave Owen for some half-time chat. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Kaz and Hannah. Fabulous work in the first half here of what has been a really gripping and enthralling first half of the WNBL D2 final between Cobham and the Sheffield Hatters. The score is 39-32 to Sheffield. And I'm joined with Dave Owen of daveowenbasketball.co.uk. More on that in a little bit. But Dave, what have you made of the game so far?
Yeah, well, another one, we've got a close game, right? That's what we wanted at half-time. So we're hoping for a second half that's competitive and everyone's down to the last minute. And we've got a bit of an atmosphere and everyone's excited about which way it's going to go. And when you look at the experience on the Hatters team, that's good news, because I'm sure they've blown out a few teams this year with the experience they've got on the roster.
Absolutely. I mean, they have. I mean, even on their route to the final, through the playoffs, they've made pretty light work of pretty good opposition as well. Let's start with the Hatters. They are the team in the lead, got 39 points. It's been a little bit slow coming at times, though, hasn't it? So, you know, for them, a relatively low scoring half.
Yeah, I mean, just to really frame it, I'm sure everyone really should know the names, but we're talking about 4 players that have had a GB jersey, and the point guard Nee has represented Ireland, I believe, internationally. So that's pretty serious at Division Two women's level. Obviously, a lot of them at the veteran stage now, but often that helps because the experience, the calmness, the presence, up 20, down 20, they might have the confidence in each other that they're going to come through no matter what's going on in the first half. So I think that's maybe when you think about, they're looking quite relaxed, it's a bit slow, maybe they're waiting to really turn it on when they need to, because we certainly know they've got the players to do that.
Well, let's talk about some key personnel. Now, for me, the difference maker out there for Sheffield is definitely Steph Gandy. 6 of 6 from the field, 15 points in the contest, plus 8. Now, she sat for 5 minutes in that first period of play, thereabouts. And during that time, the Cobras had arguably one of their better spells that they've had in the game. She's played the full second quarter, and it's been the Gandhi show at times, has it not?
I mean, we know what we're going to expect from Gandhi on offense. Certainly, you know, she's 6 for 6 on the field, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. She is a tough matchup at international level, let alone Division Two women's level. So she's going to be a real challenge for Cobras to stop offensively. And then defensively, a lot of times she's been matched up with Kate Lee, number 14, who got Player of the Year, of course, in the South Conference of Cobham. So if she's a problem on offense and she's stopping their best offensive player at the other end, that's a tough ask for Cobham to deal with.
Real stand-up performance from the Hatties so far. I've got to say, Sarah Cooney, 5 of 7, 11 points. Especially in that first period, I thought she was the real difference maker in terms of what was going well for Sheffield.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of those players, when you look over her career, find me a game where she underperforms. The consistency is unbelievable for such an incredibly long time. So we should talk about it. So it's not a surprise at this point. It's kind of what I used to call the Kevin Garnett rule. Oh, he got 20 and 10 again. Well, he does every night. Why are we talking about it again, right?
I think it's important when we take a moment like this because, you know, coming into the game, it's legacy. Now, this is legacy on the line moments for Sheffield. They're 47-0, so one more regular season / playoff win takes that to 48. Is that a significant number? It's a massive number. Don't worry about a nice round 50. Let's just get to 48. They're looking at a three-peat, and also we're looking at some serious players potentially. I mean, it's been stated that they're retiring. I was talking to one of the table officials earlier who I've commentated her. Now in basketball, retirements aren't always retirements, aren't always final, but I think we can fairly safely say these 4 legends of the game want to leave on the highest stage in the highest moment.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have any insight. I think they played the playoff final last year and lost to Stockport. Or am I thinking of Cup or another year? My memory's not so good these days.
You're thinking of a Cup game a couple of years ago, but when it comes to the league, the regular season, the playoffs, they are peerless. Yeah. Again, 47-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, they're going to want to end their careers in a certain way, and these guys have won for a long, long time at a lot of different levels, so they're not going to go out any other way than winning, right?
Now, one thing that they've done really well is, now if Cobham have scored, and we'll get to Cobham in a couple of moments' time, because they've played some really good basketball. I know we've started with Sheffield, but there are 2 real teams in this game so far. But one thing they've done is, it's an immediate response.
Yes.
You know, can you speak to how they're making that happen?
Yeah, I mean, Cobham have been a fascinating watch for me. It's quite an interesting parallel for me personally watching this game. Because, you know, I come in, look at the score sheet, okay, well, I know those players. I've got certain expectations of what I'm going to see from them. I've seen them multiple times before. And, you know, I'm not going to try and pretend I know more than I do about Cobham. I've not seen them before. I don't know the players. So I'm watching it with complete unbiased, no expectations, just seeing what I see on the floor. No stats, of course, at this level for me to follow over the season. So it's actually quite interesting watching the game in that way and just seeing, well, who catches my eye just on the eye test. Yeah. And straight away, it was Emma DeLay, the point guard, and Fantastic Quinn, the wing. Those are the 2 that caught my eye. You know, first 5 minutes looking at players for the first time. Who looks comfortable on the floor? Who looks like they're the emotional leaders of their team? Who looks like they've got that game management and IQ that's going to keep things together when things get a bit rocky, and the skill sets are there and they're comfortable? Those are the 2 players that kind of grabbed me straight away. And then I started doing a little bit of research and found that Kate Lee was the player of the year. I was like, okay, well, she's one taking most of the shots, makes sense, but they're tough shots because she's been guarded by very good players that are very experienced. So it's interesting.
Now you're talking about that immediate, you know, step onto the court presence and calmness and looking like they're ready to go to work. I found that really with Makoka. She came off the bench, and just the way she carries herself and then the way she's gone about her business, she has been huge for the Cobham Cobras in this first half.
She does things that you maybe wouldn't expect her to do as a defender. You know, she's got a bit of creativity and a bit of unorthodox about her game. She's quite experienced. I think she's over 30, from South Africa, doing a bit of research to see where she, you know, what her background was, whether she's young up and comer or a bit of a veteran. They're quite an experienced team, actually. I was looking at, I think, Delea and who did I mention before? Quinn. They're both kind of 27, 28, so we're looking at quite an experienced team. Also, we know Hatters are very, very experienced, but, you know, Cobham have got that experience too. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of presence on the floor, not seeing too many people losing their heads when plays don't go well. You know, they're staying together as both teams.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Both teams, they've got plenty of experience, and they've done fantastically well to get here, of course. it's calm. This is a pretty calm game of basketball. Now, Cobham, they did turn it over a lot to begin with. That has really calmed down. Just 4 turnovers.
Well, it gets interesting.
Of course, but you know, you've got to get there first. And I think both sides are doing a really good job to get themselves there. You know, but one thing that I want to see from Cobham is every time they go up the floor, they score. Excellent. Well, not every time, but you know, when they go up the floor and score, they're working hard for it, but they're getting the reward. But what's happening straight away is Sheffield are taking it right back the other way, and it's just they can't get into, you know, going back and forth with them. They've got to get defensive stops. How can you see Cobham getting those stops that they're going to need?
That was something that surprised me a little bit, actually. Like, I've not seen a lot of Hatters. I've seen a couple of finals, and certainly at the start of the first quarter, they were looking for the fast break a lot. Now, I think a lot of that is down to the fact that they've got players who can get steals, which of course is going to need fast breaks. But as a 39-year-old with 28 years on these knees, I know at my age I've got no interest in fast breaking ever, right? So as a veteran team with a lot of years on their knees, I'm actually quite surprised at their willingness to really drive. But I think that is largely led by their point guard. You know, every time he's looking ahead and trying to speed the team up. Now, she might have to be dragging some of them along a little bit with her on that at their advanced ages on this team. But, you know, they've certainly got a bit of fast break about them. They've got the ability to get the steals that obviously lead to the fast breaks. So we know in the half court, Jesus, the experience and the skill set, there's a problem. And if they've got the fast break as well, which you may be hoping they don't really want to do as an older team, now you've got 2 problems to deal with.
That's just it. We spoke at this same stage last year. Just we've got 4 minutes until we head back to our back to the second half. We'll be back with our announcers in about 2 minutes' time. Where was I? Yes, I was. Last year, that was the chat. It's like, is this younger team going to run Sheffield off the foot? No, they did not. Sheffield were able to play with you, play your game against you, whatever that game might be. Such is their strength and you know, diversity of play. Right, let's talk about DaveOwenBasketball.co.uk. You do a lot of work with the National Basketball League. I am also one of your patrons. So explain it to me. What's it all about? What's your website all about?
To frame it, it is about giving players recognition to progress in basketball, exposure and fact-based exposure. So it's not Dave saying, oh, I think, in my opinion, this player's a really good player. I'm saying, these are the numbers which indicate, objectively, that this is a player at this level, this is a player at this level, this is a player that absolutely should be going NCAA Division 1. This is absolutely a player that should be going from Division 2 men to Division 1 men. You know, trying to highlight those domestic players that are ready to make a jump to the next level from an objective, and also objective in the sense that I'm not affiliated to any clubs or leagues, or obviously I work for Basketball England, but you know, I'm not affiliated to a club or a region or anything like that. It's just a completely objective overview across the whole country, all levels, all age groups. Say, look, these are the players that jump out to me in the numbers. Have a look at them, you know, see if they fit your programme, give them an opportunity, and let's just celebrate British talent, because we've got so much of it. There's such a depth of talent in this country. Of course, we all get so excited about the young, the junior talent. We see what they are now, we see what they maybe could be, and the numbers for me help project that a little bit, particularly when you look at historical context. Okay, maybe only 3 players in history have done what someone did this season. It's a pretty good indicator that they might be quite good.
I know that as a commentator and of course as a presenter, announcer, I find it so invaluable, the service that you provide, and especially what I like is the player comparisons of other players who are doing what the highlighted player is doing. Well, that's all the time we've got from myself and Dave. Thank you so much for coming on, talking through us through the first half. I'm going to send it over back to your commentating team of Kaz Bullock and Hannah Alty.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Dave. So we're getting ready for the second half here of the D2 playoff final between the Sheffield Hatters and the Cobham Cobras. Sheffield currently with a slim 7-point lead and a quick turnaround there as we closed the first half out, Hannah.
Yeah, it was a quick 90 points, sorry. A quick 90-second turnover there. They went from a 12-point lead, and I think Cobham did really well to kind of get some quick transition points and really capitalise on those turnovers from Sheffield. And I think they need to kind of, let's hope now they've got that aggression to really push forward into the second half.
Absolutely, and someone was just speaking about out off air. Carolina Karolak, she's got 4 points but 9 rebounds and 5 of them offensive. She's been a real force for the Cobras since she's come in off the bench.
Yeah, she's been brilliant inside as well. She's been tough fighting against both Helen Naylor and Steph Gandy, and she really kept her composure against that, and it's been brilliant to watch.
She's a player that was out in Croatia last week with the Finbert GB squad, bringing home the gold. But back out on court, it's Naylor, hands it off to Cooney. And that's short. Naylor with the offensive board, though, for Sheffield. As Riches kicks it out. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gandy working away inside, hangs in the air. That falls. And Steph Gandy is 6 of 6 from the field. Lee to Delay, all the way to the hoop, and Emma Delay, it's that quickness, that scoop layup. She's one of the smaller players on court. I don't want to say that too many times, but she's just doing such a good job.
No, she's really come out of her shell in this game. It's brilliant to see.
As at the other end, Sarah Cooney converts. Mukaka stops. That doesn't drop. And Riches racing down the court. Pass over to Cooney's knocked out. And Naylor with time and space for 3. Off the rim. As it's out of bounds, and we'll go back with Cobham. Delay. Finds some space, and again, it's that scoop layup. She's unstoppable when she does that.
Yeah, she's really good at creating that air between her and the defender, and I think she's, as well as a smaller player, she understands the kind of how to get around it and making sure she'll get blocked. It's a real tough skill to learn.
It's Cooney into Naylor, backing down Lee, turns, hangs, gets it to drop.
11 points per slow pair in this one.
As it's a 9-point Hatters lead. Delay round to Andrews, gets it back. She's got knee on her. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Time winding down as Gandy picks it off.
Those loop passes are not going to get in when you've been marked by Steph Gandy, I can tell you that from experience.
Cooney out to Naylor. Naylor directing traffic. Knee lines it up from the free throw line. Not that time. And that's good defense there from Cobham, forcing the shot clock to run down, forcing Sheffield into a shot. And again, you just want to be able to convert once you've got the stop like that.
Yeah.
As Cooney intercepts it, and shot doesn't drop. And it's Emma Delay, again, right place, right time, just standing in the way, essentially, making it difficult for Sarah Cooney to shoot around her.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they ran down the shot clock the first offense, and I think that's what they need to keep doing, but then they can't afford those silly little mistakes like that.
And Naylor with a catch and shoot.
Short corner jumper.
It's Delay looking to find some space. Lee to Andrews. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Andrews going inside. And collapse jumper doesn't go. Lee with the rebound, but just steps out of bounds.
That was a good setup, though. It was. You know, we had the screen and the driving kick. It was a shame it didn't finish, but it was a good offense there. And I think, again, that's what Cobham were good at. They're good at being calm and composed in those offenses.
As Cooney gets the foul call, that'll be on Andrews. That's her first team foul for the Cobras.
I think Cobham need to move their defensive stance. They need to change their body positioning. You know those backdoor cuts are coming. You have to bump the cutter. You have to get your body in the way.
And just we saw Emma Delay just a couple of plays before, just in the way, like you say, put your body in the way, stand in the way, make a nuisance of yourself. As Cooney goes 2 of 2 from the line, takes it up to 17 points. She's also got 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple of steals and 2 blocks. As fouls called on the floor.
I would have liked to have seen that play out, though. I think that was a really good look inside then. Correct call, but you know when you just kind of like, oh,
what could have been?
What would it have been?
That's Lee's. Sorry, that's second foul on Lee. Mukoka over to Lee. Thought about the shot. Backs it down. Long twos up. No good, and it's stolen back by Andrews, who has to call a team back and says, come back, I've got it. Mukoka, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Out to Delay. Delay inside. Not that time. She's made so many of them, you expect them to drop.
A bit too much on that one, I think.
As Naylor triple teamed underneath the basket. As Cooney gets the corner shot, but it rolls out, and Gandhi turns and powers away inside. Steph Gandhi, 7 of 7 from the floor. And Hatters able to stretch out the lead here in the third quarter. As Mukoka kicks it out. 3 short, and Gandhi with another rebound. Riches hands it off to Cooney, and it will just be out of bounds.
Cobras possession. Substitution checking into the game. Bonnie Bennett.
As Bennett back in for the Hatters, and we'll see Francesca Quinn back in for the Cobras. And it was Quinn that had 17 points in the quarter-final against Bromsgrove. And that 1-point win where they were able to hold on, take the win, move into the semi-finals and onto the finals today.
Oh, nice fake inside. Oh, brilliant.
Had loads of space in the lane.
And that's what you need in a situation like this. When you're down, you need to bring your players off the bench who can then get momentum going again. It's
a bit of a spark as well, isn't it? Steph Gandhi cannot miss. 8 of 8 from the field. She's got 19 points, leading all scorers, along with 6 rebounds.
I stroked her in the face once when she tried to shoot, and she still scored it.
I mean, you've got to try anything, haven't you? Delay, 3 seconds, steps through to the basket, runs into Gandhi, and a foul called on the floor.
Number 15, Gandhi.
And that's on Steph Gandhi.
Substitution checking into the game, Freya Bain.
As we see Freya Bain back in for the Cobras.
She'll have to wait.
Or she will be after
In for the shooter.
the shots. So Delay will be shooting 2. And for me, Emma Delay is kind of the example of one of those players that, you know, she may not score the most points in the game and she may not have the most rebounds, but she's doing a bit of everything off the ball, and she's just working really hard, and that's not always what you see reflected on the stat sheet.
No, it never is. And, you know, she like you say, she's working so hard. She's being an absolute menace, getting those drives to basket, getting those rebounds, getting her hand in the passing lane, and she, I think as well, is keeping that energy up in the team, and I think that's really important, especially when you're down in a final like this. You need those players to really rally the troops together and keep it up.
Absolutely. As we see Karolak and Bain back in, and Karolak, she had that big first half, 9 rebounds in the first half, as Cooney driving to the basket, puts it in. And that takes her to 19 points. Bain against Riches. Bain, 3, 2 short, chased down by Riches. And she's got Cooney, Naylor trailing. Cooney's just gonna graze the front of the rim with that. And Calaf drive into the basket, and a travel called as she runs into Steph Gandhi, and Steph Gandhi forcing the turnover.
Yeah.
And she's so difficult to go against.
Yeah.
And 30 seconds already in the third quarter.
Cooney round to Riches. Gandhi turns, fires, not that time. Riches with the offensive board. And Naylor working away inside, just not able to get it to go, but another offensive rebound for the Hatters as Gandhi finds a way inside and gets it to go. And that's something the Hatters have really improved on since the first half. We saw Cobham out-rebounding them as Karolak with a nice finish underneath.
That was a brilliant look inside there.
It's a 16-point lead for the Hatters.
Cobham have just got to chip away at that. Look for those little smart plays, be settled on offense, and keep chipping away at this score now.
It's an 18-9 run for the Hatters this quarter. And we've got just under 3 minutes to play in the third. Naylor finds some space. That one doesn't drop. This delay gets it over to Calaf, racing down the court. And it's when the Cobras are playing with speed that they're being so successful, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. They're getting success on that transition, and they need to keep pushing forward.
Delay steals it away. Bain over to Calaf, who finishes. And it cuts the lead down to 12. Cobham not going away at all. Every time Sheffield pull out into this lead, they just keep coming back. As Bennett's shot doesn't drop, but gets her own rebound, and a foul called. I feel like that spun on the rim for so long.
We were just staring at it, waiting for it to drop. Cobham just needs to really push for this now. Take the momentum from this run, and they just need to go with it.
You want to cut it down to 10 points and try and get it to single digits, keep it just in short bursts.
Yeah.
Cooney, 3, bounces out. And Calaf chasing it down, going against Allen. Calaf doesn't drop. Bria Allen with the rebound, and it's stolen away underneath the hoop by Quinn. Hands it over to Karolak. Just can't keep hold of it, but it will be Cobham, but it will be Hatters. Whose ball is it? Help. Nobody knows. It is Cobham ball.
We got there in the end, Kaz.
I mean, it was 50-50.
I don't think the rest even knew that.
I think the Cobham were all the way down this end. But great hustle from the Cobras on that last possession as Quinn 3 doesn't go.
A real demonstration of their great determination right now. They are not letting this game go at all.
That's a couple of times it's been able to do that. Steal the ball on the inbound. They've been positioning themselves really well.
Yeah, they're quite sneaky under their own basket as well. I think when Hatters think they've got the ball, Delay sneaks right underneath there and takes it right out their hands, which is brilliant.
Possession, 1 minute 19 already in the third.
Delay. And Gandhi steals that.
Ready to go.
And Delay over to Brea. Bain. And shot goes out of bounds. And still no need for the Cobras to rush here.
No, not at all. They just need to keep it settled. You know, they've got another 10 minutes to play, and they can keep chipping away at it.
Cooney over to Bennett. Hands it off to Southwell. Inside to Cooney. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Shot doesn't go. Karolak with the rebound. She is fighting inside. Calaf up ahead. Finishes at the rim. It's a 10-point game. And Sophie Calaf has been making a living doing that in the third quarter.
She's been brilliant, you know, she's hiding under the radar, I think, and then just sprinting up, making sure, keeping Hatters on their toes. They need to nip that in the bud.
And after that basket, it's a quick turnover, so it's Cobham ball with 10 seconds left in the quarter. And Southwell will be called for the foul. And that's going to be sideline ball. So 9.3 seconds left in the quarter. Bain. Delay. Bain back to Delay. She's got space for three. Hits it! That's a huge bucket from Emma Delay. She has been massive for the Cobras in this game. Cuts the lead down to 7. They were down 18 at one point in the third, and Cobham are not going away quietly.
They are not at all. You know, they're really, really making a stand. Their determination is apparent, and I think it's brilliant. You know, this is a game that you want for a final, isn't it? This is exactly what you want. A fighting team, an underdog team coming in like this, saying, I'm here, we are not going home.
Absolutely, and you called them gritty earlier. That is the exact perfect word, isn't it? That's exactly what they've been doing out on court. They've just been fighting for every ball. You know, Sheffield, they're such a tough team to come against, and it can be, you're looking at the points there. Steph Gandy, 21 points, Sarah Cooney has 19. And Cobham having to work hard, try and get all the different looks, but Sophie Calaf, she's had, I don't know how many just races to the hoop and layup finishes.
Yeah, she's done brilliant transitions, and I think that's really put some momentum behind Cobham. You know, the preparation for this game, they told me that it was kind of watching game tape, seeing how Sheffield play, and I think they found that kind of secret code of running the floor. That's what is giving them that push right now, and I think they really need to capitalise that and really step it up now in the fourth quarter.
And Carolina Carolak off the bench, she's got 12 rebounds. When she's been out on the court, she's got a plus minus of 10. That's a huge stat.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. She's really tough inside. She's dangerous as well, I think, if she gets going. I do, you know, give credit to Steph Gandy and Helen Naylor. I think they're working hard to really kind of push back on her and making sure that she doesn't get the ball. And I think they are doing well against that. But it's now the other players on Cobham that are stepping up and really kind of showing their worth and fighting for this game.
Absolutely, and you just mentioned Steph Gandy, 21 points on 90% shooting. 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds, and I'm sorry, I had someone shouting in my ear. I completely lost my train of thought, I'll be honest. We're back out on court for the fourth quarter. 7-point lead for the Hatters. Delay. Looking to find some space. Breyer, pass is stolen away. Bennett up ahead and chased down by Delay. She has got her fingerprints all over this game. She could have easily held back there and gone, you know, I'm just too far away for the layup, but knocks the ball out of bounds.
And to be disciplined and not draw the foul as well was brilliant.
And picked up there by Calaf. Stolen back though by Naylor, who just says slow things down. As Southwell over to Cooney. Naylor spins, hangs in the air, banks it in.
Lovely move there. Again, discipline and just that patience of kind of making the move.
As Quinn, shot doesn't go at the other end, but ball's loose and it will be Hatters' ball. As you see, both teams just fighting for the ball on court. Naylor to Bennett. Oh, there's an open lane there as shot doesn't drop, but Sarah Cooney comes out of nowhere, leaps head and shoulders above everyone else to keep the ball with the Hatters. And Cooney in off the glass. Leads back to 11, and that's how quickly it can swing.
Yeah.
Delay into Calaf, blocked by Cooney. Southwell over to Smith. And Southwell with space for the long two, doesn't get that to fall. And Delay with speed out to the corner. Bain, shot doesn't drop. And Southwell for the Hatters with the short jumper, that's good. That takes Southwell to 4 points in the game. Hatters up to a 13-point lead. Quinn out to the corner. Bain shot's good. And again, that corner three just coming at the right time for the Cobras.
They're very good at that. They're very good at looking for the right shot and not rushing it. And not just kind of throwing up anything.
Naylor picked off by Karolak. Delay has Calaf up ahead, and Calaf gets the whistle. Again, Sophie Calaf just out into transition. She's all the way down the court. She's practically in reception by the time she gets there. And that's going to put her at the line for two.
Now, if I was Sheffield, I'd kind of nominate somebody to be like sticking onto her, because she's being a danger right now. She's causing a lot of transition points for the Cobras, and I think Sheffield needs to get a player on her and not keep, let her out their side basically.
She certainly is. 10 points in the game so far. As we've got Andrews, Makoko, and Lee back into the game for the Cobras. Calaf looking to cut it to single digits here. And does. Takes her to 11 points. Along with 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. Just over 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. Southwell into Cooney. Smith working away inside, gets the shot, and shot's waved off. And offensive foul is called. And that's going to be on Smith. That's her second. So ball's back with the Cobras, and again, a chance for them to cut into this lead. Andrews round the outside. Quinn comes up against Smith. Out to Lee. See the reach there of Helen Naylor defending, and Lee. She gets the call. So Kate Lee heading to the line, and Cobham have been successful at drawing the fouls, haven't they? Getting to the basket. See the Cobham bench there. As Lee, first shot doesn't fall. D2 Pool 2 Player of the Year this season. And she got a reward just before this game, as the second one's good. And it's an 8-point game. Bennett into Cooney. Cooney driving all the way, too strong. And it's 5-on-4 here for the Cobras. Quinn, baseline, draws the foul, and again back to the line for the Cobras.
They're doing really well now. I think they're kind of making a nuisance of themselves, driving to draw those fouls. And, Hatters are in danger now. They're in 4 fouls.
And with just over 6 minutes to play, and that's the second foul on Southwell. You see there on the replay. Southwell whistled for the foul. And a technical foul called on Hatters head coach, Garnett Gale. So that's going to give the Cobras an extra free throw. And the Cobras here with a chance to get some points on the board.
I think Sheffield are just getting a little bit frustrated at the calls, maybe, I think. But, you know, you can't afford to kind of allow that pull away. You have to stay focused, you know.
So Andrews will be shooting the technical free throw. And spins out. Amy Andrews had 15 points in the semi-final against Worcester. As ball stays with the Cobras, as it's Quinn at the line for 2 shots from the foul that was before the technical call. And first is good. Second also good. 6-point game, just a 2-possession game. This is just swinging back and forth throughout the game today. As Cooney hands it off to Bennett. And Bennett with a short floater, no good. Mukoko with the rebound, Lee's there, has Kalaf up ahead, but Lee can't get that to fall. And the ball will stay with the Cobras.
I think she was hoping for a foul call there. I think she was waiting a little bit for the whistle, but you can't. You have to just go at it. You have to, you know, expect nothing.
As you see there, going up against Smith.
That was an offensive foul called, I think.
As we got a substitution for the Cobras. Emma DeLay back into the game. Francesca Quinn's going to head to the bench. Quinn with 7 points and 8 rebounds. So a 6-point game. That last foul was on Kalaf. That's her second. Only the first team foul though for the Cobras, and the Hatters on 4 team fouls. As it's picked up by Mukoko.
2-on-3 here, they need to capitalise on this.
Andrews thought about the shot, drives baseline, swings it out to Mukoko, banks it in!
That was a no-look pass there. She wasn't even looking where that was going.
That was an amazing pass, and the lead is down to 4, and Mukoko off the bench all game long. She's just been such a spark. As Naylor drives inside, Cooney's there for the rebound, but Lee jumps in, grabs the ball, and it's a jump ball call, so it stays with Cobham. As we have a substitution with Steph Gandy, Lisa Riches, and Ashley Nee back in for Sheffield. And you almost forget, with the talent Sheffield have out there, you almost forget, oh yeah, Steph Gandy was on the bench. Kalaf hands it off to DeLay. Andrews working away to the basket. Pass is picked off. And it's knocked out of bounds. It will go with the Hatters. And just running into a bit of traffic inside.
I think they were running into each other then. I think they were trying to kind of overcomplicate things. They just need to give each other that space and allow each other that chance to drive.
Riches driving to the basket. And Lisa Riches gets her first points of the game. Mukoko looking to answer. Foul. And Mudiahi Mukoko, she's done a great job. We saw it in the first half. She got to the foul line. She hangs in the air. She's got that nice hang time. And it's going to put her back at the foul line. That was the second foul called on Sarah Cooney. As the first is good for Mukoko. Takes us to 11.
Individually are not in trouble, but just as a collective team, you know, they need to really wind these fouls in now.
Yeah, so from now on, every foul the Hatters commit is going to put the Cobras at the line, and if you're Cobham, do you want to try and take advantage of that drive to the basket?
Drive, attack, looking for those second chance points, going after the rebound. They can all really draw fouls.
As Riches steps back for 3, that's short. Cooney just reaches and grabs it. That's a foul on the play. line. Fouls called on Andrews, his second. And first free throw falls. That takes Sarah Cooney to 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 steals. Make it 23 points.
4 minutes to go.
Cooney was the MVP of the playoff final last year. You can see why. She always puts on a show every time she plays. Leads back to 7 for the Hatters. Delay, driving, no good. Cooney into Gandhi. And that'll be on Lee. Oh, apologies. That's on Calaf. That's her third. And Steph Gandhi back at the free throw line. And 22 points for Steph Gandhi, 23 points for Sarah Cooney. It's such a difficult duo, trio, quadruple O to stop.
I mean, they just don't miss, do they?
As Calaf again underneath the hoop has it stripped. Picked up by Riches.
Oh, that was a good look there.
And Riches working against Andrews. Hands it off to Neat, and Sheffield here, time on our side. They don't need to put anything up too quickly as Gandhi's shot rolls out. Andrews inside to Lee. Lee just finds herself a bit trapped underneath the basket, too far underneath the hoop.
I think she's not quite getting her positioning right under the basket, which means she's having to put an extra dribble in, but then that's giving the defense time to kind of recover.
Foul is called.
Whistle on the floor.
I think that was a good foul. She's putting her body in the way.
Yeah.
As a coach, you go, okay, yeah,
I'll take that one. And that'll put the Hatters at the end line. We've got a timeout called by the Cobras. So, an 8-point lead here for the Hatters, 2:49 to play in the fourth. We've seen both teams go on runs throughout the game. Cobham did it to close out the first half. And what are they going to need to do here now in just less than 3 minutes or so?
I mean, I think what's been working for them is this transition offense pushing. You know, they're able to push the ball, get those three-on-two opportunities, but they're just not quite capitalising on them. They really need to work on their finishing in these situations, and that's giving them those runs that they need to, I think, finish this game off.
We can see here Sheffield with 21 second chance points and the Cobras with just 7, but the Cobras out-rebounding the Hatters 47-40, so they've done the work on the boards, they've just not been able to convert those points.
Yeah, I think, you know, it shows again their determination, they're not lying down, they're not letting this go. And I think for them, they need to do themselves justice now and really convert those points.
He's back out on court. The Cobras eager to get out, aren't they? They just want to get things started and get back underway. And the Cobras, they've been led by Sophie Calaf and Emma Delay with 11 points each. Mudiaki Magoka also on 11 points. Ball's into Cooney. Over to Riches. Cooney driving with the short jumper. That's good.
Back to double digits.
10-point lead for the Hatters. Lukoka to Delay. Stepping through inside. Gets that to fall. That's a tough move.
It really is. What a fantastic finish there. Getting that spin on that ball there.
It's that little scoop. I love it. It just goes in. Riches against Delay. Gandhi turns, fires, doesn't get it to go.
Cobham possession.
So Cobham ball.
They're doing really well now, Cobham, to go after any missed shots, and they're going after those rebounds.
And that's what you've got to do, isn't it? You've just got to crash the boards, get everything that they can.
Yeah.
Lee against Naylor. Bain, round to Mukoko, deep three, that's too strong. Calaf's there for the rebound though, and another chance. Calaf working against Gandhi. Bain finds space, turns, fires, hits! And that's great spacing from the Cobras.
Yeah, really well.
2-possession game. Knee out to Riches. Naylor, three's up, doesn't go. Calaf against Knee, and that foul is going to put Sophie Calaf at the line with a chance to cut into this. And that is Knee's 3rd foul for the Hatters. And Sophie Calaf, 11 points so far, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. First free throw is good. I feel like you heard that snap on the net. Leads down to 5. Leads down to 4. The composure of Calaf. 2-possession game. 1:10 to play here in the 4th. Riches. And that's a foul called. But you saw their delay, chasing down the ball. And that will put Riches at the line for the Hatters. So now both teams on 5 team fouls. Any further fouls for the last 1 minute and 5 is going to put both teams at the line. As the first free throw drops for Riches. Riches was the playoff final MVP 2 years ago. She goes 2 of 2 from the line.
Let's not talk about that game, Kaz.
I can't even remember who they were playing in that one.
Neither can I.
Lee fighting for the ball. And jump ball will go back with the Hatters. As we've got a timeout called by Sheffield. So a 6-point Hatters lead. 72-66. Hannah, 53.5 seconds to go. We've just seen back and forth basketball the whole game.
I mean, realistically, in a game like this, in a final situation as well, I think, you know, 53 seconds is near enough 10 minutes. You know, if you, especially now that both teams are on 5 fouls and they're both going to the penalty line, I've got a feeling this might be the longest 53 seconds of basketball you will see. You know, and I think that's what both teams have got to do, especially Cobham. They've got to do that. They've got to get this game stopped and really kind of unsettle Sheffield, because one small turnover can really change this game.
So is it a case of allow maybe 5 seconds or so to get a steal? If not, you need to try and foul because, you, like you say, you don't want to let too much time off the clock.
Yeah, and I think for Sheffield, they've got to use the clock now. They've got to play this clock. They've got to run it right down.
Yeah, time on Sheffield's side. So see both teams going back out of the timeout, and the big 4 for Sheffield in Cooney, Naylor, Gandhi, and Riches all out on the court alongside Knee. And that's a very quick foul. So it's not going to take much time off the clock, and that's going to put Lisa Riches at the foul line. Shooting 100% so far in today's game from the line. She's got 4 points, but 9 rebounds, 10 assists, nearly a triple-double, and that's what makes her so dangerous as well. She is a scorer, but if she's not scoring, she's going to do everything else. And the first free throw doesn't drop there for Sheffield. Second's good, and Cobham will take that.
7 points, 52.
Cocker looking to get it in, delay. Cobham need to score quickly here as Delay drives to the basket. Too strong. And Knee comes down the court. Delay will foul.
Knee will go to the line to shoot 2.
And they'll put Knee at the line, and there we've just taken 13, it's been 13 seconds since the timeout. And we'll have another timeout called by Cobham.
They want to talk in about 40.5 seconds.
And it's a 7-point game after that free throw from Riches. And I imagine this is much what we expect to see for the last 40.5 seconds.
I think it will. I think it's going to play out like this.
I mean, both teams looking to make history today. Sheffield looking to complete the three-peat, and the Cobras in just their second season looking to take home their first D2 playoff title. Cobras coming back out on court, and I love how eager they are each time. They just want to get the game going. And after a fantastic season, 20-2, they went in Pool 2. Head coach Luke Dowdings talked about, you know, how thrilled they were to play against a team like the Hatters and to be on this stage. And you know, they're putting on a show. They're showing exactly what Cobham basketball is.
Referee blows a whistle. 2 shots to come.
This is the final we wanted.
So knee at the line for 2. First is good. He played with the WBBL Hatters a few seasons ago, goes 2 of 2 from the line. And that's a 9-point lead for the Hatters as we see Quinn back into the game for Calaf. Calaf with 13 points. Was huge in the third quarter in transition. Really helped the Cobras get back into this one.
Ball into play.
Bain over to Quinn, delay. Long pass over, knocked out of bounds by Riches. Bit of a risky pass, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the threes now. Swinging the ball to the other side. She was open, but you've got to make it a good pass.
So Bain to inbound delay. Cobras need to put something up here. Delay turns, 3 doesn't drop into the hands of Riches. And the Hatters here, time on their side as Gandhi holds on to it. 12 seconds left. Riches, looks like Cobham aren't looking to foul here. Riches into Gandhi, and Gandhi draws the whistle. And that's going to put Steph Gandhi at the line. As the foul's on Mukoko, her first. And Steph Gandhi with a huge 22 points in today's game. Make it 23. She shots 9 of 12 from the field. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals and a block. Long 24 points, and with just time running down, that will do it. The Sheffield Hatters complete the 3-peat. Congratulations to them, a 77-66 win over the Cobham Cobras. A really hard-fought win for the Hatters. You see there, a huge game from Sarah Cooney, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Lisa Riches, a double-double of 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and 5 points. And Steph Gandhi finishing the game with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's that experience from the team. They've played so well. They were challenged right to the end by the Cobras, and they were able to withstand that and come out on top for their 3rd consecutive win.
Yeah, I mean, for a team, you know, those that are retiring to finish on a game like this, they've done absolutely incredibly. And I think that's just a testament to who they are as players and to the club itself. But, you know, excuse me, Cobham themselves, they've really absolutely done themselves proud today. They really fought unsettled Hatters quite a few times, I think. You know, there was a few runs there that really, you know, pushed themselves forward. They didn't let it go lightly, and they did, you know, a fantastic job. And I think they've really, really done themselves proud today.
Absolutely. Did not stop fighting through to the very end, and Emma DeLay, 13 points for her, 3 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals. She was just all over the court. And Sophie Calaf, 13 points for her, along with 5 rebounds and 2 steals. We saw her leading that comeback in the 3rd quarter, just getting out into transition. She is a bucket. Look out for her out on the court. And massive contributions off the bench. Mudiahi Magoka with 11 points and 5 rebounds. And Carolina Karolak, 6 points, 12 huge rebounds, 5 of them offensive. And Freya Bain with 11 points, 4 assists. So congratulations to the Sheffield Hatters and this Cobras team. We've talked about it before, a very new organisation. There's going to be a lot more to come from them throughout the years.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to see what these guys have got now coming forward. You know, I think they've set themselves a good stead now for next season, and they now can build on the success that they've had this year and really push again next year.
And for the Hatters, you just mentioned it, some retiring players and just the legacy of Betty Cardona and this club. How much is it going to mean to them to finish out on a win like this today?
Oh, you know, it must be priceless. It's one of those feelings, you know, that they're basically a family unit, I think, as well. You know, they're not just kind of teammates there. They've been playing together for years, and this success just means everything to them, and it means everything to the history of the club as well.
Absolutely, and family out there as well. Sarah Cooney, Helen Naylor.
Yeah.
That must be pretty special for them to be able to go out on top like that together. As we wait for the MVP award, and Hannah, I'm not going to make you pick because I'm glad that's not our job, but like a lot of players to choose from here on this Sheffield squad. We have Sarah Cooney with 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Steph Gandy, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 turnovers, which for a player who has the ball inside like she does, that's really impressive, and we're shooting a very high percentage.
I think my choice, I think I'll go for Gandy. You know, she was dominant there in the rebounding, and she got 3 steals and 25 points. Sorry, 24 points. Sorry. 24 points. Yeah, I think she was absolute menace out there today.
And if you've not seen Steph Gandy play before, like that's exactly what she's done throughout her career. She's made a living doing it.
Oh yeah, she's an absolute beast, and that's what she does. And you know, it's somebody that I've played against, somebody that I've watched since I was young. It's just incredible to see her just time and time again to keep performing like that, and it's brilliant.
And she's so efficient and so considered in the shots that she takes underneath the basket as well. That's a lot of young players can learn from that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, she's very intelligent about the way she plays and the way she plays her offense. She can be quite patient and she can control the ball really well, and then just look for the right opportunity and the right shot to make.
So it's Cobras collecting their runners-up medals. We wait for the MVP to be announced, but coming up after this game at 6 o'clock, we have the D2 men's playoff final between the Milton Keynes Breakers and Team Solent Kestrel, so make sure to stay tuned to the Basketball England YouTube channel for that one. We can join John Hobbs and Will Reed talking you through all the action. And then tomorrow we have the Division 1 games. For the women's, it will be Ipswich and Cola at 1 o'clock. And in the men's game, Reading Rockets and Hemel Storm at 4. And Sheffield, you see there, going to get their winners' medals.
Number 15, Steph Gandy. Number 22, Charmaine Caravan. And number 30, Emma Ryan.
And again, thank you to everybody watching here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. You can follow on all the action throughout today's game and tomorrow's games as well. And coming up next weekend, it's the Junior Final Fours, Hannah. I know you'll be here. Still a lot of basketball to play in the season.
Are you here again next week, Caroline?
I am, yes. Wow. I will be here again. And looking forward to it. It's always such a fun weekend. It's chaotic, but fun.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Shooting 75% from the field, 0 turnovers, 3 steals,
and the MVP
7 boards.
For the Sheffield Hatters
4 points, the number 15
is Steph Gandy, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. 0 turnovers. Congratulations to her. Just what a career she has had. What an absolute legend of the British game. Well-deserved MVP as she heads back over to celebrate with her team. And Lisa Richards, the captain, will go and collect the winner's plaque. They must have so many of those in their houses.
Have to build another trophy cabinet.
In the history books,
The Sheffield Hatters complete the three-peat, 3 straight D2 playoff final wins. As they celebrate there as a team together. And some players that we might not have seen out on court today for the Hatters, but some younger players coming up through the programme. Just, you know, it just continues.
Yeah, it's really, really good to see, and it's really positive, you know, and it shows kind of what the club's got coming through the ranks, and that, you know, yes, that they've got players leaving and those are retiring, but then they've got this talent then that's ready to come up and kind of take those spots.
Absolutely, we've got Ella Wright for them, Charmaine Carabana, 2 young players to keep an eye on for the Hatters. So, Darren Paul is going to try and catch an interview with MVP Steph Gandy. And head coach Garnett Gale. So, congratulations again to the Sheffield Hatters, 3-time winners. 77-66 over the Cobham Cobras. And Darren Paul is courtside with MVP Steph Gandy. Over to you, Darren.
Thank you very much, Kaz. Steph Gandy, what an incredible performance, a richly deserved MVP. Firstly, congratulations. How's it feel to have gotten the win and gotten the MVP today?
I mean, I think the main thing is for us to get the win. We started off a bit slow. And we were just trying to will ourselves at the end, I think. You know, it's been a long season. We're all veterans, as you guys call us, on the broadcast. So I think we were just trying to make it to the end and keep together as a team.
I mean, you out there absolutely flawless, 9 of 10 from the field. And, you know, it was notable. It was a little bit slow for you guys to begin with. You were sat on the bench for that time. And then come in, and it was just absolutely non-stop. How have you got that? Just can rest, come in, and just go so well?
It's just years of training, I think. You know, you always taught to be ready, no matter if you come starting or coming off the bench during games. You just have to be ready to play at any moment. Anything can happen during a game, so you just have to be ready all the time.
How special has this group and has this journey been? It seems to be coming to the end today, but how special has this journey been with this group?
It's like an unwritten fairy tale, I think. You know, I've been in this country since 2005, and I've been playing with this same group of girls ever since. And to be in your early 40s and still playing with the same group of girls, I think it's about time for us to go on vacation now and call it quits a little bit of self-time, I think, for all of us.
How does the work that you guys have done as a core for so long, how does that set up Sheffield basketball and your organisation moving forward?
Oh, we're definitely an example to the younger girls. We play the right way. We play as a team. To us, it doesn't matter who gets 20, if you get 5, 10, 15. If we're moving the ball, we don't care who's scoring. As long as we're hustling on defense and playing as a team, that's all that matters to us, and we get the W.
All right, well, Rich, you deserve to win. Enjoy the celebrations, and congratulations on a great career.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Darren Paul there with the MVP of today's game, and a richly deserved MVP. So coming up after this game, it is the Milton Keynes Breakers and the Solent Kestrels at 6 o'clock on the Basketball England YouTube channel.
Well, thank you so much, Kaz. Thank you so much, Hannah, and of course, Steph Gandy. What a performance, what a great game of basketball that we have just experienced and enjoyed. And we've got one more game left to go. It's the D2 men's final, and it is going to be an absolute corker. It's the Milton Keynes Breakers, the 21-1 Milton Keynes Breakers, taking on the 21-1 Team Solent Castrals. It's going to be an absolute beauty. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.